Jeez, he lasted like what? less than
30
seconds. He already dropped one swear word.
This is why I'm behind the camera.
Nope.
Not today.
As you guys can tell, we're finally being graced with Roger's appearance and in a full-length episode here of the Not So Round Table. You've been watching this for how many episodes now?
I just want to say, George said I can't swear, but he didn't say anything about not flipping off the camera.
Don't do that.
Hold up.
Did you flip off the camera?
No, I
didn't.
didn't. I just put my hands up. I'm expecting Ryan to just cut and say having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
So you've watched us for how long now, helping us, making us look not like crap?
It's okay because Roger. Oh, Roger is. Go ahead, continue. 3-ish years.
About 3-ish years.
Yeah. Roger has decided that he needs to move on to greater endeavors, and so he is actually only going to be employed at Evike.com for another hour and 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
not only do you guys
Pacific
finally
Standard
get the
Time.
answer to your "Where's Roger" hashtags, but you also get to farewell Roger at the same time. Now you'll still be joining us for some things, hopefully maybe some events in the future.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we might bring him on for doing event stuff because he kills it. You know,
Yeah.
he just kills it.
yeah.
You know, if you have not been enjoying This Is Airsoft or Boots on the Ground for the last 3 years, if you think they are not good videos, well, Roger hates you and thinks that you have no opinion whatsoever.
He'll be arriving.
I don't
at
hate
your
them, I
house
just don't care.
shortly. Well, you know how
Their
this works,
opinions
man.
are like the smartest termite to a man. Pointless.
The trolling is real. I'm wearing Dave's shirt from Airsoft Obsessed. Thanks, Dave. Matt, you gave it. Matt's
I
not-
have one.
Matt,
It's
Matt got his. He's not wearing it.
I have black Mesa.
I only put this on to be honest with you because I was wearing a dress shirt. So.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Love you, Dave.
You know how this works.
Oh, I got.
I'm gonna make We should make Roger answer all the questions. Like first.
This is good. I'm so pleased.
Hey, insert. Love the show. I'm getting a new battery and want to
Who's
know
it
if.
from?
Oh, right. Monster of Ball 23.
B-ball.
Monster
of
of
B-Ball.
B-Ball 23. I do camera good. Hey, insert. Love the show. I'm getting a new battery and want to know if a 15C 11.1 V LiPo work in a stock gun with a stock full metal gearbox. I've heard that a 15C is fine, but a 20C won't. I've heard many ideas and want to see how you guys weigh in on it. Thanks.
You might have gotten a free. Sorry, I was gonna throw Roger under the bus for something, but I'll leave it. I'll just bypass it.
Wait, what kind of battery do you use in your...
He doesn't have an.
I just guess.
Oh,
He's
that's
a
right.
I
guess.
don't have to deal with any of those issues.
He doesn't have an
I
electronic.
don't have to deal with gearbox, oiling it, like adjusting the gears, fine-tuning the
oiling
motor.
it. Yeah, you
I
have
mean,
the
you gotta
lube and
lube it.
gas gun.
Well, no, I mean like the oiling the gearbox and the gears and like having to clean all that stuff. I just like into the barrel, clean the bolt section, and then done. Go.
Is it just me? Do
He
you think
airsoft
like Roger's like
good.
3 decibels higher than the rest of us, than the two of
Yep.
us?
He's got a... Yeah.
Matt, maybe you can kind of clarify, but I mean, with most guns these days, especially most new guns, they've all been kind of designed around the LiPo trend. LiPos used to have this myth that they were dangerous and bad. Now they're kind of being embraced as LiPos are what you need to have a good performing gearbox. So most guns out of the box can use a LiPo. Now, depending on what kind of, I mean, I would stick with something that's 15Cs or stick with a 7.4, but you can always run an 11.1, 15C, and probably be okay for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably be okay with a 20C on most guns. Just note you're going to wear it down faster, it's going to shoot faster, you're going to break it faster.
Right. For those of you guys that do RC-related hobbies, that RC cars, planes, helicopters, and things like that, a lot of you will be more familiar with that C designation. That's the discharge rate of a battery. There are two things that affect the speed at which your electronics are going to spin up. So your motor, how fast it'll go. One of those things is voltage. That's why your 11.1s will always, 90% of the time go faster than a 7.4. But the second thing is discharge rate, and that's how quickly a battery is able to discharge that voltage at any given time. The higher the number, the more electricity is able to flow out of the battery into your electronics at any given moment. Now, what that means, as George was explaining, is that when you go to an 11.1 volt li-poly or lithium, the LIFE or any of the lithium-based batteries, is that because you're able to output more electricity. You're going to be spinning your gears faster, more spinning, more speed, more friction, and ultimately more wear and tear on the gearbox. Now, 90% of manufacturers now have redesigned their materials to handle those increased stresses. So I think you should be fine with 11.1 15C. Know that you'd probably be fine with a 20C as well. However, with that increased friction, you're going to get a decreased life, more wear and tear. You're going to have to repair it eventually. That's true regardless of what battery you use.
Good answer. I knew that you would give a great answer.
If it makes you feel better, I put a 14. Yeah, it was a 14 and change, 14.4. Oh, that's good. It was
Wait,
a 14.4
how's it spelled?
55C custom
Where's
lipo
Roger?
pack
That's creepy.
to get like 65 a second.
Goodbye, horses.
So, George, what's the question? That's good.
It's by Yo, it's Mason. And,
Yo, it's Mason.
and he's asking, where's Roger? Hashtag. Except he used the where you wear clothing.
Yeah, use the wrong word.
Hashtag where's Roger? Like,
So, like, I
he's
guess,
gonna wild bill you.
so I guess we gotta wear Roger's clothing.
Would you frag me? I'd frag me.
So to answer your question, where's Roger? There's Roger.
Sup?
We really need to, never mind. The youth education needs to really go up. Oh, my bad. That's
No,
yours.
that's
I mean,
that's
that
fair.
really doesn't count as a question. You want to just...
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. I thought the question. Nathan Kalupi asked, do head wrap things protect your teeth? I am talking about the cloth that you wrap around your neck. Like a shamag?
Yeah.
If you layer it enough. I mean, you've done that for
Yeah.
most video stuff.
It's
yeah.
honestly, it's if you just fold it
A few times. It
a
will.
couple more times, yeah,
Yeah.
because I've had times where the BB's gone past the camera and nicked me right in the mouth, and yeah, my teeth are fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to... A single layer is certainly not going to be
Yeah.
enough to protect
Well,
you.
it's also too like I'm usually not turning a corner and
Well,
getting.
plus you got the beard, like to
Yeah.
kind of be that cushion, you know, and having your mouth closed is a good thing. You usually do if you
Yes.
if you're like smiling while
You're
you're
taking
shooting,
fire, yeah.
and you get shot right in the tooth. It's a that's good. You know.
But I mean, according to the internet these days, you have to more so watch what's coming towards your back than really what's going to your front.
Topical joke. Very good.
Yes. R.I.P.
Yeah, I mean there are quite a few, like ski mask style face shields. You've got the wrong gear style or the Phantom gear style dual mesh. They work because
not
they
enough,
they
though.
billow in front of your face, but really you should go with an increased amount of protection. Whether you're going with a mesh or a foam is ideal.
A wrap shamag will work. I mean, a full wrap shamag if you layer it enough, and if you usually like bite. It's that way. At least you know your mouth is closed.
Right,
Almost
I do
like
that too.
when you wear like a mouth guard in football or something like that. You keep it closed in your mouth. That's giving your jaw the correct protection that it needs.
And that's a great option too. Using a mouth guard. I
Yeah,
mean, you really can't be too protected.
Yeah, go pick up one used for like football, one of the double layer ones. That'll prevent most damage from happening. I mean,
what they could do is if they don't have that. I mean, everyone has cardboard. Just cut some cardboard out, slide it into the fold of the shamag, and there you go.
I mean, I've done things where I've like cut out like steel mesh stuff and put it on the wrong gear stuff. It's almost like a hard shell version of that. It works not very well, but there's different options out there. Or you can just wear a full face mask if you're worried about it a lot. Mm-hmm. All right, Matt.
All right.
Do it up.
This is such a bittersweet episode.
I know. We're
Okay.
gonna miss him. I'm tired.
Without you, my friend.
Copyright strike.
Oh.
Wow. I can't actually answer this.
Who is it for?
Anthony G. Ryan would be the best person to answer this.
Hi.
Okay. George, Matt, friends of Evike, Roger, Ryan.
Friends of Evike.
Please explain the differences between an R hop, a G hop, a flat hop, hip hop, and hopscotch.
Well, the first difference is, of course, the letters.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Yes.
Again, Roger.
I'm here for another hour.
Hold on, I'm gonna try, and
Okay.
Ryan's gonna like make fun of me and stop me halfway. But at least, okay.
I wish I
so
knew more.
An R-hop is just so it's like a bucking inside the barrel that you place in that little notch, and then you have a hop system that will press down on it. I don't know. Never mind. Give up.
Okay,
Ryan.
So an R hop uses a patch that's filed down to a rounded shape.
Hey,
a
Ryan.
flat hop is the same
Hi.
kind of system, but
Hi, Ryan.
without the shaving down. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, we give up.
You had it. You pretty much had it.
Well, what about a G hop?
G hop is like a weird. I think G hop is the thing where they were working on in Japan, where it's like almost like a rubber band.
Gotcha.
So that was what was before. I think Hunter Seeker developed the R hop, which is that rubber patch that you then glued to the barrel and then
Right.
file it down. And then flat hop, you actually have to use in conjunction with R hop. It's you take the normal nub that you would use for the
But the R hop comes with a usual flat nub or a flat. hop.
depends usually. If you buy the R hop kit, it's only going to come with the patches. You need to modify your hop up arm so that it's flat, and then put another flat nub on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like that's technically a flat hop then, right?
Sort of. They're like flat hop is halfway to an R hop. That's what I usually say. So and then hip hop is dope.
Hip hop is dope.
And what? And
Hopscotch.
Hopscotch.
Something done by kids on the schoolyard. Me and Julio. Down by the. Never mind, it's a song reference.
I just play hopscotch without the hop.
Whatever. It's cool. Thank you, Ryan, for sitting in.
If there's anyone who
And I
didn't
apologize.
who didn't catch that, I play
apologize for not
hopscotch
knowing
without
as
the hop.
much as I should.
You don't have another
Oh.
question?
Yeah, you're up, bruh.
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 Oh, it's unfolded all nice.
I love it. Remember the first time you were on Insert, and then everybody's like, "Where's his accent from?" He's like, "Is he European?" No, he's from Pennsylvania.
Howdy, y'all.
He's Pennsylvania Dutch. You can hear the twang.
Oh, yeah, oh golly, don't you know?
Okay.
XX, it's Chuckles XX. Hello, Matt, George, and possible guest. I was wondering for a Milsim event, what do you put in your IFAKs? They are required, but what specifics should there be? Bandages, medical tape, etc. Love the show. Keep up the good work, you guys.
All right.
All right, Milsim West, or not Milsim West,
Milsim.
American Milsim. They have an IFAK that you're required to have on you. What does it have in it?
It has 2 4-inch wide, 5-foot long ace bandages, and that's it.
Yeah, there's no actual medical aid unless you sprain your ankle.
Correct.
Maybe you could finagle.
They
by
have
then you let the
medical
professionals
staff
do it.
on site.
Yeah.
In a traditional Milsim game, at 90% of the games you're going to go to, you should not be administering real first aid to yourself on the field.
Unless you have first aid experience. There's nothing wrong with somebody. I'd say it's your own liability. You know, if you're medically trained, like I have some medical training, but I do also know that, for example, if I was at a field and let's say I saw some kid get hurt of some kind, that is maybe something simple that you could monitor some quick aid. By giving that person aid, you're basically signing on for some liability. Accepting liability. So from a standpoint, unless it is life-threatening, I would actually probably only assist in making sure that he gets correct medical care
Or that nobody
from the
else goes
facility.
near him.
Because it sounds stupid, but you know, hey, if let's say he has a laceration with some bleeding, I will give him a pad and he can push the pad onto himself, but I will not wrap that pad on there because let's say
Gets infected?
Let's say it got infected. Let's say, like that's just a whole bunch of can of worms. I do always carry a real IFAK with me to events. It always comes in handy for us. Be like, hey, Band-Aids, stuff like that. I don't really usually bring my real shooter's IFAK with me very often, which has the stuff that...
I swear, if I see an airsofter whip out Quick Clot for an injury on the field, don't do it.
Okay, I have Quick Clot for my real kit, and I would only use Quick Clot as a absolute last resort if there was a wound in, say, the stomach area or an area that is impossible, that is really hard to keep pressure on the wound. It would just not make sense. If a bandage and if a tourniquet can't solve that problem, that's when I would go to Quick Clot if it was a life situation.
Now, of course, I say this, I have no medical experience or background, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm going off of my medical experience.
Right.
But then again, like I said, it's very few opportunities that I would help somebody willingly because it's just it's it's stupid that that's what this world has become to. But like, it sounds dumb, but let's say I helped a kid stop bleeding and he got infected, and then he had all these medical expenses. They couldn't do anything to the field. The field didn't administer the aid. I administered the aid. So what if they came after me and I got sued for it? Isn't that just ridiculous that you could get physically or financially liable for helping somebody?
But then you fight fire with fire and just sue them for mental damage.
That's not how it works,
I'm
right?
kidding.
Okay, so you guys went to the Milson West game. They also have an in-game, really cool IFAC tourniquet.
Yeah, it's called the Milson West tourniquet. It's basically looks like a real cat tourniquet. What's great about those has elastic, so when you pull it tight, it doesn't perform any actual tourniquet functions. If anybody who's actually ever had a tourniquet put on them for training or whatever, it sucks pretty bad. And if you say, "Oh, it wasn't that bad," that they didn't do it right. Like, honestly, or like, let's say you put a tourniquet on yourself, you're like, oh, that's not that bad. You probably didn't do it right to actually stop any bleeding.
Gotcha.
I think the one thing Milson West is pushing this more that IFAC should carry is a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Because that is like the number one injury I
Is that American Milson or Milson West?
Milson West has the water thing.
Have the water thing already.
Because you read it, but like the number one injury on basically almost any field is heat exhaustion and dehydration.
I think it becomes a problem that a lot of people are uneducated who play airsoft of proper fitness. I'm not talking about being physically fit. I'm talking about drinking water before you show up to the field to play.
What are you talking about, George? Diet Coke is a great source of hydration.
No, and Red Bull too. I always see Red Bull or Rockstar, and I love Red Bull. And sure, it'll wake me up, but that'll dehydrate you fast as heck.
Mm-hmm. And as a side note, if you absolutely have to carry like extra gear on you because you want to be ultra super extra prepared, a roll of electrical tape goes a long way to fix a lot of things.
Good job. Good job.
All right.
I love jet bashing. Hashtag jet bashing.
Is that me or is that George?
No, I pick the questions.
I pick the question.
You pick the question. Oh wow, this is a really long question.
No, it isn't.
What's it? Hung Fu asked, who has the biggest bromance in the airsoft community? Who is your airsoft crush?
What's the biggest bromance in the
Yeah.
community? Well,
Honestly,
I want to share them,
here's
but
the thing.
Vegas rule
The
number
biggest
one. What happens at Vegas
What?
stays at Vegas.
What photos? What?
The biggest bromance, I'd say right now, is the Jet and Matt bromance. But the Robo Matt bromance will get better if Robo was ever closer to Matt. Like, if
That's
he
not
lived
true.
here...
I mean, look.
if he lived here, you two would be out every weekend.
I mean, Robo and Matt, you jumble the words, they almost spell bromance.
Yeah, it's...
What? Look,
Actually,
no one
you
can
do.
replace Jet in my heart. Okay.
Except Robo.
Not even. I mean, I love Robo, but
No. I will attest to this because Matt...
Sorry, Philippines. Canada's got this one locked in the bag.
I'm throwing this out there right now. I remember we were talking about an event, and Matt goes up to me, he's like, "Hey, what side are we going at this event?" I'm like, "This side's like, but Robo's going this side." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell you're here." It's like, I'm gonna go talk to Robo. Like he didn't go. What side is Jet?
no,
going?
because Jet and I had already conferred
No,
externally, and Jet and I both agreed that we would go whatever side Percent Bros were going on, we were going.
He's just mad that his current bromance is gonna end because of his new bromance.
That's not true. Whatever. Are there any other?
No. The other question is, who is your airsoft crush?
Who's your airsoft crush, Roger?
Like, we're talking...
At all the events we've gone to, Dave, Jonathan Higgs from Airsoftology, Tom Harris, yourself, Shades, Miguel. I don't think anybody would choose
If I needed
that.
to, like leave someone behind, just be like, oh, Miguel, what's wrong with your ankle? Mean.
Well, okay, hold on.
Bye.
Since
Honestly, I'd have to go with Dave. We'd both be dual wielding our cameras, getting
no, but you can't
amazing
take my
shots.
bromance. My bromance is with Dave.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
Dave, two
Dave.
for
I think
two,
Dave.
man.
I think Dave would be my airsoft crush. If not Dave, probably Jono or Airsoftology.
Yeah.
I mean, Robo's up there, but I mean, Robo's taken.
Yeah, Robo's yours. He's all
taken,
yours.
and Jet's Robo and Jet are taken, and Leah's taken too by Jet. So it's kind of like this weird like.
Look, all I'm saying is, I'm the best man.
Isn't that more just a glorified term?
I'm really
for
not.
third?
Okay, hold on.
No, isn't the best man just a glorified term for third wheel?
I'm
Oh, actually,
really
no.
not.
Hold on. I will actually. All right, my airsoft crush is probably Josh Warren. I mean, those Ranger. Have you seen him in those Ranger pants?
They are impressive.
Yeah.
Milson West? Or?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nelson West.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those are
John
pretty
John
nice
Lou's
cans.
up there too for Airsoft Crush, I would say.
Oh,
But he doesn't really airsoft that much, so you can't really be my Airsoft Crush.
no, but if you hang out with-
Frosty would be close too, and then if not Frosty, probably Bo
I was gonna say like I think my airsoft
or
like,
Rick.
crush. Sorry,
It wasn't even this guy.
sorry, man.
Or one for one,
It's
so
gotta
George is all
it's
the
gotta
stuff
be
that
Bo or Rick.
Yeah, no, Rick. Man, he always makes sure our canopy's up and everything.
Man,
Gotta
this
love
is
Rick.
just the
I
thing.
don't know, JP,
I
you know,
can't say
and
that
JP
either.
has his moments too.
You're gonna cut
Nope.
that out, right?
That was a good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. What do you think? Yeah. Last question. 21
21
minutes?
minutes.
Well, how many more questions do you guys want to do? Okay. All right. Next question.
It's been a good show, Roger.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Slur asks, "Dear Insert, if you could build your dream airsoft field, what kind of field would it be?" In parentheses, mount, CQB, outdoor. And what sort of rules would you have? Gun hits, surrender rules, etc.
Well, let's have you go first.
Okay. It's actually funny that you asked that question. I've got an extensive background in blueprint and drafting, computer-aided drafting. I did that for a long time.
Oh, sorry.
And I worked a lot in 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional construction sites. I was worked for a civil structural engineer, and I've played around with the idea before of converting like video game maps into
I already know where you're going
real
with this.
fields. And there was a time when I was converting Counter-Strike fields into airsoft fields, and I thought it would be awesome to do. Well, the most practical to do would be D-Dust because it's relatively level.
2, not
Dust
D.
2. I think my favorite would be seeing CS Assault or DE Aztec in an airsoft field. I know it's played out, but I would love to see those in an airsoft
I
field.
knew you were gonna bring up that, and actually I was thinking about it because DE Dust 2 was gonna be one of the ones I'd say that would be really fun to have.
Mm-hmm.
As if you made that at a field, that would be probably the most traveled to airsoft field in the entire country.
Because all the kids that grew up playing Counter-Strike would be there.
Yes, and but now I would actually say even better. I think it'd be way more fun to build Inferno.
Oh, true.
I think it would be way easier, but building Inferno out would
You'd have to-
actually be one of my favorites.
You're talking about a huge map, though.
It's not that big. Inferno is smaller than DD Dust 2.
Is it?
It just has more
Buildings.
buildings and rooms, but it's a very that would be really cool in my opinion. What do you think, Roger? What would be your ideal?
Honestly, it'd probably be buy a blueprint paper mill, install 2 massive cranes, get a hollowed out helicopter so you can just have it controlled by the crane so it can come in and crash. Just full on, just fireworks, explosions. If we're not talking no money issue, and then just like buy a 747 and like maneuver into one of the buildings so it's like it crash through.
Rogers
Set
new
up
airsoft
dummies.
field is going to be opening soon. With both of those
Oh,
features.
and as for
There's
rules,
no airsoft involved at all, just
no. There would be airsoft
explosions.
and explosions. Yeah, of course. I mean, number 1 rule would be anything goes. Number 2 rule: 2 teams enter, 1 team leaves.
Oh, whoa! Rogers' new field will be opening and closing
And
the
the
same
map,
day.
hold on, and the map will be called Get Wrecked Kid.
With a K. Oh gosh.
We actually didn't talk about that. I meant to talk about that.
I don't.
No, like, I mean, let's talk about it really quick. What do you think? Like, it's a topic right now. Like, people are going to ask it all over the next video. About the Get Wrecked Kid video. Come on, it's like up to, I think last time I checked it was over 300,000. Okay, I'll start.
Went to an airsoft game. Expected to get shot in an airsoft game. Got shot in an airsoft game. And now it's all over the internet.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to go in with 2 opinions right off the bat. One, I don't think what the player did shooting the person in question, no matter what he did with the patch, was right. Especially when they weren't expecting it. I think that is childish, and I don't think that it was... Doesn't matter if what he did was hurtful to you or your team patch. It doesn't matter. Like, there are other ways to address that kind of thing, in my honest opinion. Mm-hmm. That said, also, you and I both know we got lit up way worse at Zipper Factory back in the day. Or Airsoft Big Boy Sunday or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to like find sympathy at the same time.
Well, okay. First, it's my understanding that the player was no longer on that team.
Yes.
And decided to burn their own patch that they had purchased with their own money.
Correct.
So, any insult that anyone felt being acted out that way is completely unjustified.
Both parties are immature about it. Would you agree?
I really am. I'm finding it difficult to find any sympathy for the guy who shot the kid in
I'm
the
not
back.
finding sympathy for him at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying I told you said what he did was childish and was not the right thing to do. I'm saying that I understand that he's upset about it.
Right.
You can acknowledge that he's upset about it for that reason, but it wasn't the right thing to do. It's just like you could be upset that someone did this to your car, but you slashing all his tires isn't necessarily the right choice of action.
Right, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
What are your opinion, Raj?
It's a patch. It's not like it was the American flag or anything.
But people do burn the American flag all the time.
Okay. Freedom of speech. I'm just saying, like,
freedom
no,
of
what you said, like, both parties were
freedom of-
immature. Both parties are immature, and honestly, people need to kind of move on. Like, how old were these kids?
I don't know. They both seem pretty young.
Yeah, they're pretty young, and they got their whole lives ahead of them. They should just go on with that. Like, move on.
I mean, at least, you know...
Airsoft is a sport, but you know what?
I will give props, though, from what I saw in the video. I think that SC Village handled it really well by getting the kid, just like, get off the field.
Yeah, I mean, how else could you handle it? With like that's just like an unbelievable thing. Like, what the hell?
I remember. I think the priceless thing about the video is the crowd of
The
kids.
crowd is funny. Like, I mean, you basically have them all going...
Yeah.
Looking back and forth. Like, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. I feel sorry for the kid. I mean, getting shot like that really, really hurts. I said it on accident.
There we go.
That's three. All three of them.
Any future behavior by anybody in the U.S. or
Can't
any
we
other
all
country
just get along?
Why can't
like
we
that
be friends?
should be punished swiftly. It's people like you that ruin it for everybody else. Literally.
I mean,
Ruin.
think about it this way. You're playing Airsoft. It doesn't give you a good name. Doesn't give Airsoft a good name at all. It doesn't give that... I mean, that kid who got lit up, like... Do you think he is going to enjoy Airsoft next time he goes out? Like, I mean, is he worried about anything from that? Is he going to be known as the Get Wrecked kid? Like, it's a joke, but at the same time, like, like, I don't know. Is he going to have to, like, change names and towns and stuff? I don't know. I'm just, all right, I should stop talking. We're not drawing any more questions, Roger.
No, I thought we were trying to change the subject.
And on that bombshell... Roger, thanks for joining us finally on the Not So Round Table. It was wonderful working with you for the past 3 years.
It's been full of colorful language and very, very, very poor judgment from Roger.